Hey, what's up, everybody? steviebreech coming to you. Basically, I saw a lot of people's videos out there today, just their responses to the death of the Macho Man, and I watched a lot of them. I spent a lot of time on YouTube today that I should have done doing something else because it's so big of a story. The one thing that really caught my eye, and the one thing that I really liked, was the end of Luke Cage's video. At the end of his video, he sort of showed like a memorial to Macho Man. He laid out all his stuff that he owned, and even though he didn't have a ton of stuff, just a couple of DVDs and VHS tapes, and his hat and his wig that he wore for his Macho Man dress up. I thought it was really cool, and basically I just wanted to dig through my collection and find my Macho Man stuff because I just wanted to see it. I just remember. So I went through my closet. I have this T-shirt that I bought off of eBay. This is a reproduction shirt. It's not real. It's not like I jumped in a time machine because I wouldn't be wearing it if I did. And plus, it's gray and not purple. But it's the old school logo, Macho Man T-shirt. It doesn't get any cooler than that. I think that's one of the best T-shirts out there from the '80s, and it's really close reproduction. The only thing it's not purple. I've seen some people that were wearing purple ones, so I'm sure they make them now. If you're really looking for one, I'm sure you can find one, or go to one of those T-shirt shops that make your own prints and just find the design on the internet. I'm sure you can find it. Almost everybody has one of these, and I love people that were tweeting today saying they were running out and picking up the defining moments Randy Savage figure. It's a really cool figure. It's one of the best figures that's ever been made. I guess defining moments is gonna be Mattel's top of the line models, and they look really good. It's him from WrestleMania 7, I believe, 1991. He wrestled in the career match against the Ultimate Warrior, and it doesn't get any better than that. And also, there's a picture out there. I picked it today, and also Luke Cage put it at the end of his video where he's actually wearing that outfit, and he's climbing up the stairs. I called it one more last rise to the top or something like that, and it's him climbing up into heaven. Here's some Hasbro's. Everybody knows I love Hasbro figures. They're some of the best figures from back in the day. This is him wearing his Macho Man. Ooh yeah, it's sort of got little flare things. It's not supposed to look like he's the dragon. It's when he walked out, he had like those little tassels that hung down, and this was the best they could do for Hasbro's back in the day. I'm sure if they didn't make them all connected, they looked like wings, they would have fell off over time. But real cool. He's got the yellow jacket. He's got the purple and green on there. Can't get any better than that. Everybody loves Hasbro's, and it's one of my weaknesses. I always pick up whenever I'm there. Actually, I'm closer to having a full set than I thought I was. I saw a full collection video, and I was like, wow, I'm only missing a couple, but the ones that I am missing are very rare, so it's very unlikely that I will ever look to pick those up until I have somewhere to put them besides for in this blue tub right there with all my other figures that are loose. But this is my best favorite figure from all time. I actually got this in a trade when I was trading DVDs, which I will get into in a minute. But this is the coolest Hasbro. I just love those tights. The orange ones with the white stars on them. It sort of looks like, if it was a little bit darker, it sort of looks like what Jay Lethal was going for in TNA. Just really, really cool. I used to have this on display at my house on my DVD collection. I would have the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan, Hasbro holding it up. But I think this was actually one of the first figures that I had on the table when I was going for a real basic design with the Wrestle Center before it blew up and just having 1,000 things all over the table because I was too lazy once I drug them out to pick them up. But this actually is my favorite figure of all time. Macho Man Randy Savage. This is, I guess, before he was the king. This is what he looked like when he was actually the champ. Is the reason why when he dressed up like this, that's more of the announcer. Macho Man is what I think about when I'm gonna look at a figure like this. But those are just the two Hasbro's that I have. From there, everybody knows the DVDs. This one I highly recommend. It's got Macho Man Randy Savage on the cover. When Macho Man was the champion, Saturday night's main event was the main TV show they had. It ran once a month. Its matches were almost like pay-per-view matches on paper. Some DVD reviews and other things have said that if from mostly from people who weren't watching at this time, that this DVD is full of countouts, disqualifications, so on and so forth. But this is what old school wrestling was about. They had to give us something like this for free, to keep us hooked, and that's what it's all about. I believe this DVD came out before he was really back in the good graces, because it does have a really good match between him and Andre on there, and it does have some Mega Power stuff on there. It is robbed of some of the really great Macho Man moments that were out there at the time. That's why I was so glad when this one came out. Randy Savage, the Ultimate Collection. The only thing that could have made this better is if Savage hosted himself. I believe it's Stryker and Maria that host this, and it just I'm not a real big fan of when they put 3 disc sets out and they only put like that little 30 to 45 second gap of the wrestler talking about the next match coming up. I'd rather have a real documentary, even if it is short and sweet, or like the Shawn Michaels talk with Michael Cole. I wish I would have been slammed all together instead of throughout the whole DVD. It doesn't get better than this. The Randy Savage Ultimate Collection. It basically has a lot of the Mega Powers stuff that came out throughout there, and that's when wrestling was at its all-time peak. I think I've said that about 3 or 4 times in all these Savage videos I've put up, but this is a great DVD, and a lot of people are running out and picking this up or buying it online today or popping it in. My buddy Luke Cage, who I talked about earlier, he actually tweeted today that he really wanted to watch this, but couldn't do it. It was just too early, but I understand that. Now, this might be a sensitive topic that I'm bringing up, but I'm going to show off these DVDs. These DVDs I have here, I don't even have the real thing. I just have bootleg copies because basically I'm not going to go out and spend like this Macho Man versus Elizabeth. This is a VHS tape, a Coliseum home video. It came out way back in the 80s. It probably goes for $40 to $60 for the Coliseum home video. I can get it on DVD for a couple of bucks, and I can do whatever with it, and it doesn't really matter. So Macho Man versus Elizabeth, that's great stuff. This Mega Matches 1991 comes to my head. That's Coliseum home video. It's got Warrior and Savage in a cage match. 5-star classic right there, and it's hard to say 5-star classic when you got the Ultimate Warrior in there, but it's really good. This is a compilation DVD that's just made of when he was the Macho King, Randy Savage. This is great stuff from his heel run. It was right after his title run. I have a real knock on when WWF puts the King, name on anybody in the WWF. It's sort of like pretty much cementing that you're never going to be a main eventer again. If you've ever think about it, it's like giving them a title without like giving them the main title, and it's just supposed to make him relevant for a little while. Yes, Savage did win the title again once after he was the king, but they weren't calling him the king anymore. They sort of took that away. But I was scared about Sheamus when Sheamus won King of the Ring. I was thinking that they were basically saying that he was done as a main eventer in the WWE. This is the Macho Man versus Jake Roberts comp right here. Just basically is their run from 91 to 92. This is one of the best feuds of all time in my mind. And also, I think in 91, 92, Jake Roberts was one of the biggest heels in the business at the time. And he was wrestling with Randy Savage. I can't think of anybody that was bigger of a heel at that time. This is gold right here. It's got everything from the wedding reception where the Undertaker and Roberts, pull the snake out of the box on Savage and Elizabeth. Real good stuff on there. Then the next one is just a 3 disc set that some random person made that I picked up. It's a Macho Man compilation. It's 1, 2, and 3, and it's just got everything you can think of. It's got him winning the title at WrestleMania 4. It's got some Saturday Night's Main Event stuff, some jobber matches, just lots and lots of promos and stuff like that are really good for him. And this is my favorite comp of all time. I watch this at least once a year. It's 2 discs. I apologize. No, it's 3 discs. Mega Powers, Hogan, and Hogan and Hogan and Andre. I keep on wanting to say that and cut myself off. Hogan and Savage, greatest stuff out there. I just said this earlier when I was talking about the Saturday Night's Main Event run. No other angle is better than this. The whole angle lasted over a year. They started, molding this angle before WrestleMania 4. Savage won the tournament, and then they rode it all the way until WrestleMania 5 when they broke up, and then they even took it on the house shows after that. So this was an angle that lasted way over a year, and this is gold. Mega Powers. You can find these on lots of trading sites or on iOffers and so on and so forth. I highly recommend that if you're into old school wrestling. That's what you need, Mega Powers. And then that's followed up by Mega Powers of WCW. I believe this is 95, 94. Whenever Savage came in, they redid the Mega Powers angle where they hooked up and they wrestled the Dungeon of Doom, highlighted by the horrible, I don't even know, 3-tier match or whatever it was, where Hogan and Savage had to fight through every single heel in WCW at the time to reach the top of the cage and, I don't know, just pin Ric Flair one more time. I don't know. Ric Flair did the job for Hogan and Savage a billion times in WCW, and never really made sense in any time since Flair was the man of that company. But I guess when you're the man and you're on top, you lay down a whole bunch too. But that is my Savage collection, highlighted most by the old school shirt. I recommend going to picking one of these up. I hope to see these a lot on TV and events and so on and so forth. Macho Man, and then my favorite figure of all time, right there from Hasbro. Thank you, Macho Man. I appreciate it, and this is my collection.